thanks for joining me for another episode of What's That All About? So, I have taken you, across the world looking at underground secret military bases. I took you up to Antarctica to look under the ice at some cool stuff. And also, I really think it's just about time we went looking for an alien base under the sea. So, join me. Let's go under the sea. Now, this base I am describing is also called um, Area 51, but underwater. The only difference, really, it's got the same kind of security around it. You'll see why. Okay. Now, in this area, which I'm showing you maps, I'm going to show you stuff. I'm showing you stuff that's bigger, though. You don't need to see my face all the time. So I'm putting them up so you can see them easier when I'm referring to them, because I'm sure something over my shoulder isn't going to be helpful. Really. So anyway, that's why I'm showing bigger pictures these days, and I think that'll help give you a better visual anyway. Um, in this location, okay, it's been reported that there are crafts that come in and out of the water without making noise and without leaving any wakes. Which two, those are the two things that are honestly you're never going to escape with water, right? Those are the two things that always go with something coming in and out of the water: noise and a wake of some kind, a ripple effect, right? No. Now, these could be ours. Of course, it could be. Our technology has come quite a long ways. And the Navy, who runs part of this operation that I'm going to tell you about, of course, probably has submarines they're working on that, have capabilities, or other crafts of some kind, you know. Who knows? But on the other side of it, there could be a possibility there's some alien influence there. But we'll find out. Let's check this out. This investigation I found was undertaken at the edge of the Bermuda Triangle in the Bahamas, on an island, Andros Island, and it's very remote. And it's like the deep. It's over 6,000 feet deep there. That is freaking deep. Now, it's the perfect location to test new and secret submarines, or even possibly exotic reverse engineered stuff, perhaps. I'm just saying. Now, also found in this area is AUTAC. That is who works hand in hand with the Navy, and that is the Atlantic Undersea Testing Evaluation Center. And they do call it the Navy's Area 51. Now, a few former employees have come forward to report seeing underwater submerged objects. I'm going to refer to them as USOs. And as far as these former employees know, AUTEC has 3 range sites, which I'm hopefully showing you now. They carry out 3-dimensional aerospace and hydrospace trajectory measurements of weapons, acoustic and sonar technology. It's like stealth underwater, right? The Air Force has the stealth in the sky. This is like the Navy's version of stealth under the water. Now, essentially, it's like they can set up training simulations also. It's like having war games, underwater. So, shall we play a game? Anyone from my generation will know exactly what movie that's from. War games. Now, due to AUTEC's proximity, easy for me to say, to the Bermuda Triangle, and all the paranormal and UAP sightings, remember, unidentified aerial phenomenon. Wow, my day. From the sky and the water, these things are always seen in the Bermuda Triangle. As you know, I have done exhaustive, research on triangles and all the funky things that go along, all the behavior of equipment, to missing vessels, to aircraft, to everything, right? Now, this has been rumored that AUTEC and the Navy area, this has been rumored to be like a hub where they basically study all the anomalies that happen within the Bermuda Triangle. Honestly, I have no idea what's wrong with my mouth. We're just going to keep pressing on. Now, one former employee tells a story of pulling away from a dock one evening. He's a former employee of AUTEC. And suddenly, out of nowhere, they had a radar contact pop up directly in front of their ship. And it appeared, according to the radar, it appeared to be a landmass where no landmass should exist. Yeah. This event happened in 1985. And this employee also worked for the Coast Guard in 1980. And he was working in the vicinity of Autech and witnessed what he describes as a gigantic USO coming out of the water. At the same time this was happening, the compasses on the vessel spinning out of control, just going nuts. And the radar was showing a mass nearly the size of, get this, Manhattan. You imagine having nothing be there, right? 1 second, and then you look back and Manhattan's underwater. Oh my gosh. Now, the image gradually dissolved, which was another unsettling moment, you know, and there was never a report made. The crew was instructed by the captain to let it go. Just let it go. No report. Now, apparently, that was not unusual at the time. It almost sounds like the captain was read in on possibly some testing or something that was going on. Maybe the Navy was, or AUTEC was doing something that required, you know, they were doing radar technology tests or something. Who knows? But don't get me wrong. Now, it's possible these things were, like I said, experimental submarines or even the Navy, like I said, testing radar. But I think, just having the experience happen to them, the crew, just they don't have any proof of it, right? So they had to walk away with just their experiences. I hate that. That's a lot of the time what ends up happening. But another former employee had his own eerie, strange experience one day. He had been sent out to pick up torpedoes. I don't know if he picked the short straw, but that doesn't sound like fun work. And but he found himself staring at something that he had never seen before and has never seen since. Now they had been in the middle of a test when he saw a submerged object that arose from out of the depths, and just as quickly as it rose, it vanished. Now, he used the word vanish because he says it literally was before your eyes and then it wasn't. Now, to me, that says cloaking of some kind. It sounds like this craft, whatever it was, ours, theirs, whoever, sounds like they had cloaking capability, which is really rad. But this man described what he saw as having cylinders and a collection of pipes. He never really got a clear sense of the length of it because he never saw the beginning or the end of it before it vanished. Um, but now this man, he was a former, like I said, former AUTEC employee, and he's an expert on conventional underwater craft. So if he says he saw something, then that speaks volumes. So it's legit. Now, the thing is, and this is another reason why I really believed what he said as just a clear example of someone with an open mind, but also with a reasonable mind, because he actually didn't think it was extraterrestrial necessarily. He thought maybe it was ours advanced version of ours. Now, it's been rumored, as I've told you, that aliens and humans had gotten together way back in 1958 when Eisenhower was in power, was president, was in power. My God, I made him sound like a dictator. But there's, the rumor of the exchange of technology and the wonderful, willful blindness of our military to just let the aliens continue to experiment on us at will. Awesome. But there's a French ufologist by the name of Maximilien de Lafayette, and he was brought in to kind of decipher what could possibly be going on down there. And he said that it is possible that these bases consist of portals that are essentially exits and entrances to possible other galaxies, like a gateway almost. I mean, that's wild. And that's what I like to think of stuff like that happening. But I don't know. What do you think? I think this is fascinating. I don't know if anybody else does, but I think it's fascinating. But until next time, I hope you're staying happy and healthy. Stay weird and take care.